What's up, y'all? I'm Scott Moss, and in today's video, I'm gonna talk about why you hate your job. Okay, maybe you don't hate your job, or maybe you do, but I bet there's something out there else that you wish you were doing. I wanna talk about that and why you feel that way. First, let's talk about one important word: happiness. Many of us work jobs that don't really make us happy. Sure, they pay the bills, they might even give you a little more money to have fun and do things on the side, but they still don't make us happy. Why is that? I mean, shouldn't I be happy if this job pays me a lot of money, I'm able to pay my bills, I'm able to meet my needs? There's so many people in this world that are not in that position and don't have their needs met. And here I am just miserable in my job that fulfills every need that I have. But realistically, having your needs met is just a bare minimum. And maybe at first, depending on your background and how you were raised, that is enough to make you happy. But at some point, you're gonna need more than that. Ultimately, it comes down to a lifestyle. What type of lifestyle do you have with the job that you're currently at? Every job isn't gonna give you the exact lifestyle that you may or may not know that you want for yourself. In fact, I think a lot of us probably don't even sit down and say, well, if I could paint a perfect picture of my lifestyle and what it would look like, I don't think a lot of us have actually done that, because since early on as kids, all we've ever been asked is, what do you want to be when you grow up? And that's all we've ever focused on. I truly believe that that's what makes you happy, is when you get to live the lifestyle that you want. But what does that actually mean? Well, it means you have some type of control over your time. You are able to make the decisions that you want because you decided that you wanted them and not because you had to. And you have some sense of freedom, and ultimately you're just happy. I know people that make hundreds of thousands of dollars that are miserable at their job. Miserable. They're not living the lifestyle that they want because maybe in their head they thought they were going to be working 20 hours a week and spend time with their family, but now they're working 90 hours a week and they never see their family. So sure, they're making $300,000 a year, and they would probably give that up if they could for a happier lifestyle. So what I want to talk about is, how do you position yourself to be in a place where you have the lifestyle that you want and the job supplies that? You have to disconnect the task, the job, the career that you're doing from the lifestyle that you want to live. Getting both to line up, as in, this is the perfect job that I've always envisioned myself doing, and this is the perfect lifestyle that I want to have. Getting them both to match is pretty rare. And I would say that that's like winning the lotto. That's amazing if you can get those two things to line up. So you might see that in, athletes or artists, people like that are pretty well known and they have an extreme talent. That's where that usually connects. Let's say your perfect lifestyle was to be able to travel whenever you want. You only work 20 hours a week. You make more than enough to pay your bills and save enough money to go do everything and help your family. You might even have enough money to do investments on the side. You get to live wherever you want. Life is pretty good for you. Now, what if I also told you that you can get that lifestyle by picking up dog poop in a park for 20 hours a week? Okay, you might be thinking like, I went to college for 4 years. Why would I ever do that? I have a degree. That's because you're focusing on a task and you're focusing on what you're actually doing. But again, what's gonna make you happy is the lifestyle that career provides. The last thing you wanna do is end up in a place where you're miserable and you studied 4 or 5 years in college to get there, just to learn that it doesn't give you the lifestyle that you want. I've seen this happen in professions like nursing. So I've seen a lot of people like, I'm gonna do nursing, it pays very well. There's so many opportunities. I can go work in any place. Things are gonna be cool. It's not gonna be that stressful. I'll be able to afford whatever I want. Turns out that that's not reality, because a lot of nurses work very hard. It's very stressful to see people in and out of, sickness, close to death, things like that. Maybe you do get that salary, but you can't do anything with it because you are just drained and emotionally just not there. And that's not the case for every nurse, obviously. This is just an example. Ultimately, they were focusing on the job and not so much of the lifestyle. If they were able to see the different lifestyle that you can have as a nurse, they probably wouldn't have chose it and chose something else that aligned better that way. In fact, this is how I got to be a software engineer and an entrepreneur. It's not something that I woke up saying like, I just want to wake up and write code. This is just what I want to do. I want to be an engineer. No, that is not the case. I wanted a really nice lifestyle for myself. I didn't hold anything back. I was very imaginative. I was like, I want to be able to afford whatever I want. I want to be able to help as many people as I want to be able to. I want control of my time. And it just so happens being a software engineer is a place that can put you on a path for that type of lifestyle. So I chose that. And then as I became an engineer and I started working at companies, I fell in love with the actual job. And now looking back, it was the best decision that I ever made. Whereas if I would've went down the other path of focusing on what I wanted to do, I really wanted to be like a jet pilot in the Navy. That's what I wanted to do. I really wanted to fly jets in the Navy, not even considering the lifestyle, because looking back, I don't know how I would have been able to do that. I have a son, he was young back then. I would have not seen him as much. I would have been away. My life would have been in danger. And honestly, I get sick a lot inside of planes and helicopters. I don't know how I would have made that. So I don't know how that would have worked for me, but I was only focusing on the actual job. And I was like, that's what's gonna make me happy. Again, don't do that. Focus on the lifestyle. So that means you really need to go inside your head right now and think about, what does your life look like 5 years from now, 10 years from now? No sacrifice. What does it look like? And be real with yourself. And then you need to walk backwards from there. You need to enable that. Just like you went through like a time machine, you saw your future and then you came back to reality and you were like, okay, that's my future. If I sit here and don't do anything, I'm going to mess that future up. So you need to make that future come true by doing all the necessary things. And then once you have that lined up, you have that goal, you have that vision, you'll find that it's still difficult, but less difficult to say no to distracting things. One day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be exactly where you want it to be, and you're not gonna know how you got there because you didn't really have a plan. You just had a goal, a lifestyle goal, and you slowly got there step by step without a plan put in place. So that's just how I got here. That was my journey. That's something I've shared with people in my family, my close friends, and I'm able to help them out. They've taken it, they adapted it, they've done their own things. So if you found this video helpful in any way, please leave a like so more people like us can hear it and see it, and maybe it'll be helpful for them as well. Also subscribe for future videos where I'll be producing content very similar to this and diving more into just getting a job in tech at places like Google, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you name it. And I will do my best to give you some type of value from that. So let me know. Until next time, peace.